back to the Over Shoulder Podcast, episode 38. And this week we are ranking the WWE mid-card titles, and that includes WCW and NXT. Now, this week, Raw unfortunately can't come on, but I think I found a pretty good replacement coming back on. KOL Fan 93. Casey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What is going on, you guys? It's KOL Fan 93 back here on the Over the Shoulder Podcast for the lucky number 7th time.
Glad to have you back on, Casey. And then we also have another guest co-host on here. First time, Belt Addicts Anonymous admin, Dayne Powell. Dayne, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. This is an honor. I'm glad to be a part of this. Sorry if I lose you a little bit, hitting a bad spot. It's going to be a great episode.
No, glad to have you on. Very much for this one. So let's just jump straight into it. So if you guys haven't watched the ranking videos before, this is our third one. We've done the world titles and the tag team titles, and now we're doing the mid cards. This will be very fun. So we're gonna start off with the United States titles. We'll give our opinions on them in design, and we'll rank them 1 to 5. 1 being the best, 5 being complete dog shit. So let's start off with the classic WWE United States Championship. Personally, I really like this belt. It holds a special place in my heart. I have always seen this belt as the United States Championship. I never grew up with the WCW title, and the modern one, we'll talk about it later. But this one, when I think of US title, I think of this one. So I really like this belt. Design wise, it is very loud. It is very, it's a US belt as soon as you see it. I personally would rank it probably like a 2, mid 2. But what do you guys think, Casey?
So forgive me, but I've never done a ranking with you. You did say it's 5 being the lowest, 1 being the highest ranking.
Yeah.
I got to give this U.S. title the number 1 spot. Like, absolutely. I love this design. I wish they never got rid of it. I really don't think they should have. I think that was perfect United States belt. It had just the right – the colors blended so well. The main plate having the lack of gold or – silver, whatever. The American flag was so well done. The waves, I mean, it looks like it's textured. Even though it's not, it actually looks like it's textured. It's really, really nice. I've always loved this belt. My favorite period of time was whenever, like, Chris Benoit, Booker T, the Best of 7 series, 2005, man. I can't say enough good things about that belt. I actually own this belt. I take it to shows all the time. Dayne's been along for a few of those with that belt. So that belt is honestly, out of my whole collection, it's probably my ride or die because I've had it forever. Love it.
Good to hear. Dayne, what do you think about it, and where would you rank it?
I'm right there with Casey. I will give, not only because military, America, but yeah, I'm right there with Casey. It's going to be a 1 with me as well. They made it to be what it is. It was made to pop as the American flag because it is the United States Championship. As of the new one, kind of, you don't see the stars and stripes like the U.S. Championship it should be. That's what I've got there on that one.
No, so let's rank it at number 2, majority wins. So we'll go to 2. Now with the current United States Championship, I honestly like it. I mean, we'll talk about the current IC. I hate that thing, but this one isn't too bad. I feel like they really, as much as I like the gold, I think they definitely need to change. So it's a nice, fresh, new design, and I think I added a little bit of prestige to the title they didn't really have. Now it's seen as, I mean, in my opinion, currently WWE, it's probably more important than the IC title. The IC title is not even shown on TV. So I personally really like the eagle on the front. I love the huge main plate. Side plates, it's decent. It's not bad. I'd probably rank it at a 3, though. What do you guys think, Casey?
So the new United States title, you gave it a 3, which, I mean, 3 is my lucky number. I'm not going to give this a 3 because I really do like this a lot. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 2. I've owned the replica of this, and a lot of people do say that it's pretty close to the real deal, minus the strap, of course. Dude, that is such a detailed replica. until you've held one and like seen it in the flesh, you just can't really get it because the flag is actually 3D waves. Okay, that blew my freaking mind right there. The main thing I would change about it is we got to have some blue behind those stars up top. Like it, it kind of reminds me of the TNT belt. Like whenever they send it on TV unfinished, like I felt like for the longest time I felt like that's what they did, but I've grown so damn used to it now. Like it doesn't even make a difference. But I would definitely change it if I could give them any suggestions. Put some blue back there. But I love the belt. I can find nothing that I dislike about it minus the blue.
No, I think it's really really nice. And when I saw the replica in person, it's crazy. I remember just staring at the main plate. It's huge. The main plate's super thick.
It's also one of the heaviest replicas. That thing's clocking in at about 10 pounds, I think,
yeah,
maybe even 11.
Pretty heavy, and it's really three, so it's pretty heavy for a 3-player. Dayne, what do you think?
I'm right there with you guys. If I could do about a 2.5, I'll go in between you guys. I'm with Casey as well. I mean, I feel like it does need that little bit of color for some more pop, and just that little bit of added touch to it, just to make it more of a United States feel to it. But yeah,
No, for sure.
Honestly, that'll probably be the next one in the collection. That's kind of my next go-to. I actually do like it, even though I do like the old style better, because of the Benoit era and all that with it. But I have a feel with the new one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's put it at number 2, and then we'll rearrange rankings later. Now let's go to WCW. I'll start off with the 3-players. So one on the left is the 5-player. My favorite version. I prefer the 5-player way more than 3-player. In general, I just prefer 5-players over 3-players. I think it usually just looks way better on a belt, more complete. But yeah, I just really, really love the main plate and the side plates on the 5-player. Overall, I just prefer a lot more. Personally, I'm ranking this at a high 2, maybe low 1. But what do you guys think, Casey?
Okay, so with that one, I think we've touched base on this before. I'm not that big a fan of the 5-plate version of this, and I'm not really trying to knock it. It's just when it comes to the 2, I prefer the older the later Jamar style one. But I mean, it's still a great belt. There's a lot of similarities to that one and the 3-plater, and the 3-plater took a really good design of that main plate and made it better, in my opinion. One thing I really do like about the 5-plate version, though, is the outer side plates having the flags. Or is it the innermost? Is it innermost or outermost? One of them,
yeah,
it's the American flag, but it's like all red stripes.
I think it's the innermost. It might be that. I'm not sure, honestly. I might be wrong.
But overall, I'd probably give that one. I'd probably give it a 3. That's really about all I got to say about it because I wasn't into WCW whenever they had that belt.
Dane, what do you think?
What one were we on? Sorry, I was in the driving mood.
The 5-plater WCW US.
5-plater WCW. I wasn't big on the WCW. I didn't really follow them as much. I mean, I do like that one. I'm gonna have to give it maybe a good. Where am I at on that one? I would say a good 3. Okay. I mean, I like all the plates.
Yeah. All right, let's play a 3. Now let's talk about the 3-player. Personally, I put it in the same tier, but I'd put it lower in my opinion. But we can rearrange it later, so I'd probably put it at 3. Casey, what do you think?
The 3-plate, man, a lot of good things I can say about the 3-plate. I may have owned the 3-plate WCW belt more than any other replica in recent years. Because, I mean, I've cycled through multiple. That's definitely up there with how many I've gone through. It's a classic for me. And the reason I say it's a classic is that nostalgia feel because growing up in the late 90s, I was really getting into wrestling around the Attitude Era, which I was a WWF kid, but I watched WCW. Goldberg, 3-plate, WCW title. Then he's a double champion. Holy shit, that was so awesome to little old me. And I got to give the Oh my God, the Jmar version. I almost said Reggie. I was like, wait, no, that's way wrong. No, that Jmar 3-plater. So I'm going to give that Jmar 3-plate version. I got to give that a number 2.
Okay.
On my rank. Beautiful design overall. It takes me back to great times, and I love the replica. I tend to not keep them because I don't really hold on to WCW belts, but that's because I was a WWF kid. But if you're gonna collect belts, I would say go with that 3-plater. Fig Zinc, of course, over a bootleg any day, and maybe if we're lucky, WWE Shop will put out a 5-plater.
Who knows? Dayne, what do you think? 3-plater. Are you ranking it at 2, 3? What are you thinking?
I do like the Goldberg era with the 3-plate, as Casey said. I'm probably gonna go that 2-3 range as well. But like I said, I didn't watch much WCW growing up. It was more, WWE era and all that. And as I got to watch what my older brother watched on TV, I never really choose what I wanted to. So.
So what do you think? I said 3. Casey said 2. You're the deciding factor. Go ahead. All pressure's on you.
Weight on my shoulders, guys. Hey, thanks. I'm gonna go. Let's go 2 on the 3-plate. Yep.
All right. Put it in number 2. Now let's move on to the IC titles. Now the first one I'm talking about the classic design. Now I know it's a shop replica. This is just so you know what it looks like. Like this is the WWF block logo classic design, the original one. I love this version. It's probably my favorite version. I really do love it. Everything about it. We talked about it in the IC episode. It's just an absolute beauty. I'm ranking it number 1. Easy. Casey, what do you think?
It's not going to take the number 1 spot for me, but I can tell you, if you don't love this belt, then I don't think you are a true collector or a true belt addict. This thing epitomizes the word classic. I mean, you see this belt, be it the one that you've got pictured there, or even the red logo one, the original one that Savage put all the brass on one. You see that classic belt, you think of those guys that made wrestling what it is today. You think of people like Savage and Warrior, Shawn Michaels. Hell, you probably even think of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
The transition into the Attitude Era with that belt, like I was so glad to go back and watch those reruns as they became available and I could see how that all went down. I'm really glad that they fixed that belt up the way they did, because it was pretty trash by the mid-90s. Like, so whoever took care of that, like WWE, whatever, good job, because you guys have always had that belt looking beautiful no matter who had it. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a number 2. But contrary to your picture there, I got to say my favorite version of that would probably be the baby blue.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's baby blue.
It's baby blue.
Dayne, what do you
Jack
think?
White, cheap plug.
Dayne, what do you think? Where are you ranking this? Oh, just a reminder, we can rearrange 1. 1 doesn't have to be only 1 belt. We can do like high 1, low 1, mid 1. So
I haven't had another one yet.
all right. Dayne, what do you think?
Oh yeah, as I get attacked by mine. There we go. Yeah, I mean, the original IC belt. I mean, it's got to be 1.
Perfect.
It is the most prestigious championship. The one that's kind of put guys where they need to be. It's kind of your championship that you get before you get the shot at the big belt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be it.
Perfect. Now rank it number 1. Sorry, Casey. Now let's move on to the Oval IC. Not a huge fan, to be honest. I'm ranking this like probably highest would be 3. Realistically, I'm not going any higher than that for me. Not a huge fan of this belt. I hate the main plate, how long it is. We've talked about it before. I don't mind the block logo version, but even then, it just doesn't do it for me. I see it as a huge downgrade classic IC. What do you think, Casey?
This is my number 1, baby.
Oh.
This is it. And it is the block logo version. Does take number 1 for me. The block logo oval on the purple strap. WWE Shop, get to work. I was always a big fan of the Intercontinental title in the Attitude Era. because some of my favorite competitors were always going after it. Like Kane was always in the IC title picture, Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, Edge, so on and so forth. Created timeless classic matches that, I mean, you go back and watch them on Peacock, and it's amazing. And whenever I see this design, it's just another one of those that takes me back. I've got the WWF Oval IC over my shoulder here, and I love staring at the damn thing. Absolutely love it. So it's gonna be a number one for me, dog.
Dane, what do you think?
Nice. We're on the oval, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the new oval. I honestly am not. I'm with you on this one, Max. That's going to be a 3.
Perfect. Sorry, Casey. Majority wins. Oval is going in the number 3 spot.
Hey, that's totally fine. You know, I'm an attitude era guy, though.
Yeah, of course. Now let's move on to the nugget textured IC. Now this is when Cope brought back the classic design with a twist, though. Has a nugget texturing behind all the plates, so all the blank areas were nugget textured on a white strap. The sizing was a bit off because this was made by Jamar, and he didn't have the accurate art. So the sizing of the side plates were off. The font on the banners were the same font that he used on the WCW US. They weren't the actual font. So a few issues. So it looked a little wonky, to be honest, like the sizing and everything. But it does hold a special place in my heart. I really do like the nugget IC. It's so unique. It's so special. I'm not ranking it any higher than 2, though. I mean, in mid low 2, high 3. What do you think, Casey?
So I like that belt. I was actually there the night that Cody pulled it out of the velvet bag and trashed the oval. I actually have footage of it, so if you guys would like to see that, I can make that happen.
Yes, please.
But obviously, it was pretty fucked up. Jamar did not do it right. I like his take on it, but I don't think it should have been referred to as the classic design. I think it should have been something completely different. And maybe not even on a white strap. Maybe since it was on Raw, put it on red. Like that could have been the first red belt.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have done so much better with it. It's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3.
Dane, what do you think?
I kind of stand with Casey there on that. You know, it could have been presented a little better. But yeah, I'll probably put it at I would say high 3, low 2.
All right, 3 it is. And then we can rearrange the belts later on at the end. Let's move on to the white network logo, also including the scrap white strap version. Now this goes back to the classic design. This is being by Dave Milliken. Proper art, proper sizing on a white strap. I really love this version. This is going number 1 for me for sure. I really do love it. On the white strap, I think it just looks perfect. And you've seen that photo, it's all beat up. I love that look when it's all destroyed and beat up. And Casey has a beautiful Big Zinc replica with him. Casey, what do you think about this? I'm ranking number 1. Casey?
So first, I'm going to give a cheap plug. This is the belt we're talking about. If you would like to win this, go to Belt Addicts Anonymous because we're working on something. And yeah, you may very well have a chance to win it. And we'll let you know how soon. But this is a commemorative version, so don't get too excited. But nonetheless, it's got the Figs patch and the sticker. But yeah, Belt Addicts Anonymous on Facebook. And if you do go join our group, answer the questions.
Yeah.
All right, so who doesn't love this one? This is one of the most sought-after Figs Inc. replicas on the market today. You hardly ever see them pop up. I'm lucky enough to have 2 of those in this room with me right now. Absolutely beautiful. I've owned a lot of those too. I've had the 2 commemoratives that I have now, and I've had 3, I believe, 3 metal replicas of it in my time. So 5 in total. I'm going to give this one a 2, but that's I'm only giving it a 2 because I only feel like I can justify giving the number 1 to my love, the Oval IC. But no, this is definitely a great belt, and Milliken killed it. Like, just absolutely. Say what you want about Milliken. The man designed some pretty damn good looking belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got an eye for art.
He does. Dane, what do you think?
Oh, I'm torn. I really am. It is a good one. Man, if I could put another one up there in 1, it would probably be my low 1.
All right.
Love that one.
Sounds like a one to me. I'm gonna throw it right on there. Sorry, Casey. Now let's
Hey,
go
all good.
the current IC. At first I was like, it's not bad, but with time I started to hate it way more. And maybe it's because the way it's handled and it like the state of the IC title right now is just so sad to see, just so sad to watch how it's just disrespected and not even treated with any respect. It's just a prop. And when's the last time it's been defended on pay-per-view? Like
Yeah,
really
you're
sad. And
100%.
that might have swayed my perspective, my thoughts on this design belt of the belt, but I just don't have any good memories attached to it. And design wise, it's a lot of black paint and it's very dull at the same time. It's not doing it for me. And the black strap, it's just a lot of black paint, black strap. It's not for me. It reminds me of the oval because of the wide plate. It's not hitting me for me. I'm putting it at a 4 maybe. What do you think, Casey?
So I got to rate this one low too. From the day that it came out, I just thought there was something off about it. It kind of reminds me of one of those. I don't even know what the actual name is. Some kind of clock. Like there's one in the middle, then the two on the side.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. It does give me oval IC vibes, but I'm just really not a fan of this. And I've seen that title change hands in person so many times. I saw Braun beat Shinsuke for it. Then I saw Shinsuke beat Apollo Crews for it. Pirate scared the shit out of me, by the way. But I got to give this one a low rating, guys. This one's going to get a 5 from me. Absolute 5. Like it. What the hell were they thinking?
Yeah.
It's
Dang.
so ugly.
What do you think?
I'm with you both. I mean, the Intercontinental Championship, like I said earlier, I mean, it's one of those. It's supposed to be that prestige belt where you get before you get your big shot at the big belt. I mean, it's in the way they've done it wrong lately. It's just it's like they want to try and remove it almost is what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And I'm right there. I've got to bring it down to a 5 as well.
All right, 5 it is. Yeah, not for me. Let's move on to the light / cruiserweight belts. I was hesitant on adding the lightweight belts and the cruiserweight belts, but I thought, you know what? To me, like Casey explained it perfectly, anything that's not a world championship or excluding tag team, is mid card, which I agreed with. So we're putting it on here. We'll start off with the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. I love this belt. I'm not a huge fan of 3-platers usually, but this one is. I love it. The only thing I have is the size of the main plate. It is a bit small in proportion to the side plates. I'm not saying make the belt huge because it is a cruiserweight belt, but maybe shrink the side plates a bit because it just looks a little off with the side plates being so big and the main plate being so small. That's my only gripe with it though. Other than that, I love the side plates, very unique. Love the main plate. Just overall, lots of good belt going back and watching classic matches. And I just really like the design, so I'm putting it at 2. Casey, what do you think?
So I'm going to make this short and sweet. It's a 1. It's absolutely a 1 for me. Beautiful. You got the replica. I've had one before. They're awesome. Keep it. They're great. They're rare. That's all I got to say. Amazing. Number 1.
Nice. Dayne, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm there with Casey. It was, for what it was actually a really well done belt. I'm putting it as a 1 as well.
All right, at number 1 goes the WC Cruiserweight Championship. Now let's move on to WWF's response to the Cruiserweight division, their light heavyweight belt. Start off with the good one, the block logo version on the red strap. Now this one's way better. We'll talk about the scratch later and I'll bash it later, but this one is pretty decent. I mean, the red strap adds to it because the plates are pretty plain and pretty boring, to be honest. So they added the yellow paint, the red strap, the brown backing, so it adds a bit of uniqueness to it. So it's not bad. Even then, I don't like the shield. It looks like a shield. Maybe it looks like a fucking shield. Don't like that. Strap looks pretty cool though. Gray backing's nice. The amount of paint they added it to and the block logo elevates it for me. But I'm putting it at 3. That's just for the block logo. Casey, what do you think?
You already know where I'm going to go. This is it's going to be another high ranked one. God, I effing love the light heavyweight title. My all-time favorite design of any belt, light heavyweight title. However, it is not this version. So red light heavyweight, beautiful and amazing as it is, I'm going to get a 2.
All right.
Wow.
Dayne,
That
what do you think?
That shocked me, Casey. It really did. Yeah. I have not really seen that one per se in person, so I can't really 100% grade it. I'm gonna say it's probably a high 3.
All right. People have spoken. Number 3 it is. Now on to the piece of shit that came after this version, and that is the scratch logo black strap. I mean, they literally they literally stripped away everything that was good about this belt. They took a block logo, which is a huge downgrade. They added the shitty scratch logo. They took away the nice colorful red strap. They added a plain black strap. They took away the paint on the main plates. Everything that was decent about the light heavyweight, they removed and decided to pick the shitty, boring parts of the belt and added it to this. This belt is so plain, so boring, so uninspiring. If I won this belt, I'd be ashamed. It's a horrible it's a horrible design, and it just looks on the block. So ugly, I can't even talk. On the block logo, it's decent because of the color and everything, so you don't worry about the design. But you really see it on the scratch logo how plain and boring the design really is. Ugly belt. I'm ranking this at number 5. Casey, what do you think of the light heavyweight scratch logo version?
Eat it! You eat it, damn it! Look at it! I want you to look at it! Look at it! X-Pac! Jeff Hardy! Look at it! No, in all seriousness, this is my all-time favorite right here. It's a 1. If I could give it a 0 and it be prestigious, I would do that. I love this belt so damn much. I will never get rid of it, ever. I will keep this till the day that I die. I'll probably be buried with it. I don't even give a damn. You hear me, Undertaker? That's my request. Love the light heavyweight division. X-Pac. My God, I loved X-Pac so much. Him and Kane were one of my favorite tag teams. And when I finally got the chance to meet X-Pac at WrestleCon, and I was showing him the belt, and he took a minute to look it over. He was digging this belt, you guys. I was telling him, when you were the double champion, cruiserweight and light heavyweight, that was so amazing because it gave smaller built gentlemen like myself, a little bit of hope. It's like, hey, this little cruiserweight's out there winning 2 belts. Like, hell. I don't know. I love the light heavyweight division and everything it represented. Say what you will about it being the knockoff of the cruiserweights. But the belt, love it. Beautiful. Number 1. Look at it!
Ashamed. Dayne, where are you ranking this? Because we're at the opposite ends of the spectrum right now. Casey's at 1, I'm at the lowest low. So Dayne, I think we'll have a little bit of a debate with this one.
Hey Casey, I got a favor to ask of that belt real quick.
Okay.
Show me the curve on that plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you want to see the curve?
Come on, just let me see the curve of that plate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's barely any. Who ran it over?
My kneecap. It's there. It's there.
Man, it was faintly.
Hey, in its defense, Figs Inc. did not sell curved belts. You had to curve them yourself.
Okay, touche.
Dayne,
But
where are you ranking this? Come on.
Man, I mean, the looks of it, it's just, I'm not a fan of that one either. I'm gonna go down to a 4 with it.
Ooh.
I know Kane's gonna crawl and pout in his corner for the rest of the night over that one.
Now we're somewhere we've never been before.
I want you to look at it.
Usually on all the ranking videos, there's usually 2 people that agree at least, so it matches out. For the first time, we've had all 3 of us completely different tiers. I'm okay with going to a low 4, if that makes it, All right, low 4 it is. Casey, no, don't even. You're dreaming if you think it's going to be free. Don't even think about it. All right, let's move on to the WWE Classic Cruiserweight Championship. I forgot this design when we were talking about the light heavyweights and cruiserweights because that's how forgettable it is. It's boring. It's better than light heavyweight, but that's not saying much. It really isn't. I mean, the red and the black paint's decent. The fact that it's a puzzle, I mean, usually does it for me. I love the AEW belt, so I usually love puzzle kind of looking belts. Don't really like that too much. It's pretty boring to me. I'm putting it at a 4. I just nothing about it is important to me, so not for me. Casey, though, what do you think?
I guess we're just gonna stay on opposite ends of the spectrum. I've always liked this design. I've owned the replica of it. The Figs Inc. replica is, I mean, it's Figs Inc. It's 2mm, so the detail obviously is not great, but it's really cool and it's really rare. And I mean, how can you not like watching those matches? But with guys like Hurricane Helms and Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio Jr. Well, he wasn't junior in WWE, but whatever. Great belt. I'm gonna have to give this one a 2. Love the color scheme. I love that they kept the tradition of the WCW design alive in that. Like, that was a really great touch. The property plate, it was unique in its own way, kind of like the U.S. title. So I'm really glad they did that. Only thing I would have changed is they should have put a gold tip on it.
Yeah. Dane, what do you think about it?
I'm gonna have to go too.
Okay.
Like, I'm a Rey Mysterio guy, and I remember him carrying that thing round and round. And I'm the same way. If they would have put a gold tip on it, just give it that extra little bit of zing on it,
All right, 2 it goes. Now let's talk about when they brought back the Cruiserweight Championship. I remember watching the Cruiserweight. Like, what a great tournament. Fun tournament throughout the summer, and they brought back that title. It was very special and completely different design, very modern, very unique. We've never seen a belt like this at all. I mean, when's the last seen a purple strap belt with all silver stones, great paint, orange logo? It's very unique, and I love it. I really do. I prefer the NXT. We'll talk about that later, but for what it was and what it represented, I think it was really cool, and it was a fun design, and it looked really good. It had a massive curve, nice thick plates, interchangeable side plates. I love the tooling on it. I love the silver tip. It's a beautiful belt. I'm ranking it number 2. Casey, what do you think?
Man, the replica was really, really good.
Yeah, except for
do
the
you
paint.
have one, or have you ever had one?
I had the NXT version, and the paint fell off immediately.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. See, that was a big thing, was the replica. While the plates were gorgeous, poorly done with the paint. I wasn't actually a fan of this belt when the Cruiserweight Classic first started and all that crap, and TJP was the champion. I didn't really care for this design until they made one little bitty change, and that was changing the swoosh from purple to orange. And it made it pop so much more against that purple leather.
Yeah.
That I immediately had to get the replica whenever it came out, and I was all over it. So it's definitely not my favorite, but I can't say that I hate it. I'd probably have to put this in a number 3 spot.
All right. Daniel, what do you think?
I'm right there in the 3 hole. I liked it. I mean, I loved the purple. Give it a really good pop of its own. I loved the purple with the silver plates. It's a great looking belt, but just right there at the number 3 is where I'm happy with it at.
All right, number 3. And let's talk about the NXT version. I was so excited for the NXT version because I remember seeing so many people relay in a black strap, and it looks so cool. And when they moved the cruiserweights to NXT, I was so excited. That didn't last very long though. Pretty sad ending. But in the moment, I was very excited for them when they went to NXT. I thought it was a perfect crowd. I thought it was perfect place for the cruiserweights to be in NXT. And that belt, I think, was a huge improvement. I love the strap. It's not a black strap. It's a dark purple, so still keeps that look. On the replica, it's slightly lighter than the actual belt. The actual belt's a very dark purple, almost black. It looks black in the animation there. I love the NXT logo. Just everything about it to me was an improvement. So I'm putting it at number 2. Casey, what do you think?
Now, this one I definitely am not a fan of. Like I said, I'm not going to knock on the replicas because you can pretty much consider this along the same design, at least the base of it, as the 2016-17 Cruiserweight title. Replica was very well made. So I'm not going to knock the replica, but when they redid this for NXT, like, why didn't they just change the design entirely? Like, I feel like they're getting lazy.
Yeah.
And this belt to me is a prime example of that. I don't like the dark purple. It's one of those things. It reminds me of the oval IC on the purple strap when it got dirty. So I mean, this belt just looks gross to me. I'm not a fan of it, and I'm gonna give it a 5.
Ooh.
Wow.
Dane, come on, back me up here or help me a little.
Oh gosh,
5 is harsh.
I didn't think he was gonna go that low, but dang.
Dane, what do you think?
I do kind of feel a little bit the same with Casey. It was kind of one of those copy paste moments. And I'll put it down to a 4, but it'll probably have to be like a high 5 to match Casey.
So you're going 5 or 4? I'm good to negotiate to 4.
Yeah, I'm at 4.
Okay.
I'm a high 5 if that makes you feel any better.
It does a little. The fact that it's the same area as the light heavyweight, though, kind of sad. Now let's move on to the 24/7 title. This piece of shit. I mean, does anyone actually? So many people own this belt. I don't understand why. I remember the replica came out and so many people had this belt. I don't understand. The design is so lazy. It is not even. It's not even a nice design. It's literally a clock that says 24/7, and the side plates are blank on a green strap. This belt is a joke. This is a 5, easy 5 for me. Casey, what do you think?
10.
Yeah, no. This belt sucks. It really does. It looks unfinished. It's another one of those kind of things that looks like it's unfinished. I mean, I know that they probably kept it kind of naked because they knew that it was going to be getting thrown around and stuff like that. But I mean, still, it doesn't look good. The lack of color, the strap is just this murky, mossy, diarrhea green.
Perfect way to describe it.
It's awful. It's just horrible. This I love the concept behind it. I really do. R-Truth, 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, European I-95 South with the Burger King on the side of the road at exit 20 championship. Like, I absolutely love that, but I hate the belt. So it's going to get a 5. It's going low.
Yeah. I think.
I mean, we've all come to the conclusion on that. I mean, Helen Keller can tell you that it's horrible. My 4-year-old can come up with a better idea for that 24/7 belt. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just the plainest. Like, somebody was like, "Hey, we got an idea. Let's do this 24/7 thing." But somebody get a piece of paper out and draw something up real quick. We're gonna have them make a belt, and we'll have it tomorrow. I mean, that's what it felt like to me when they came out.
Vince McMahon commissioned Kevin Dunn and Vince Russo to design this belt. I guarantee you.
It's a disgusting belt.
Did you say we should make it a clock, Vince Russo? Listen, bro, I don't want any paint on it, bro. I'm from the Bronx. Like, I don't need the color. I just want gold, bro.
Horrible belt. But let's move on to a beautiful belt, and that is the NXT North American Championship. Oh, come on, Casey. This is a beautiful design. It's so unique. We talk about copy and paste. This is not like any belt we've seen in a long time, at least. Let's talk about the main plate. Beautiful. You know it's North American. It literally has the North American content on there. Perfect amount of gold, silver, black, perfect balance. The NXT logo is stacked. The globe is stacked, or the actual continent stacked. Side plates, they are just the square side plates, but it looks decent. The grommets adds to it, and the strap is in a gorgeous burgundy color. Wider cut. It's really nice. I love this belt. No one for me, for sure. Casey, I'm scared to go to you, but what do you think?
So don't worry. I was just screwing with you.
Oh.
I love the design of the belt. I do. I don't like the strap. I don't. It's a very wide set strap, and I don't feel like that's appropriate for a 3-plater. The side plates, the drastic difference in the shape going from square to circle to the center, that kind of throws me off. That may just be my OCD, but I do like the overall design. I like the fact that the strap is burgundy. I wish they could have made it like a deeper, more, I don't know, make that burgundy pop a little more somehow if they could, because it looks brown in most lighting, and I'm not a fan of brown straps on belts. But, I mean, I can't really say too many bad things about it. I was in New Orleans the weekend that it debuted, so everybody was going nuts about it, and I was just kind of like, eh. But I'd probably go ahead and give it a solid 2.
Okay, that's acceptable. Dayne, what do you think?
I'm there with it. I like the idea of that burgundy.
Mhm.
It just needed something else to make it pop. And like I said, for the longest time, I honestly thought it was like a dark brown. I really did. It doesn't help that I'm colorblind too, but but yeah, I absolutely do. I like it. I mean, I love how into detail they went with the globe and the continent and everything. It is a great belt, and I'm going to go with 2 as well.
All right, perfect. Yeah, no, the lighting on this belt makes it look so different. I know some lighting looks like a deep red, other lighting looks like a shit color brown, but
Yeah, you found a good picture for that one.
And now
Perfect,
let's move on to the Hardcore Championship. I know it'll hold a special place in a lot of people's hearts because of the history behind it. But let's try and ignore that and talk aesthetically. Aesthetic is really higher than a 4. Let's be honest. Like, it is a belt that is beat to complete dog shit with duct tape and spray paint. Now, the history behind it and what it represents, yeah, it's perfect. It is a perfect hardcore title. But design-wise, it's an ugly belt. I mean, it's beat to shit. It's falling apart. It barely has plates. It's not a proper belt, but it makes sense. I'm not saying it should be a proper prestigious belt. No, this is exactly what the hardcore title should be, and it's a perfect design for it. But aesthetically, I'm putting it at 4. Casey, what do you think?
So aesthetically, I mean, no, it's not really pleasing to the eye. And I know a lot of people are bothered by it because it's a smashed winged eagle. But for me, it's the concept behind it, like you said, what it represents. Because it was basically Vince McMahon's way when he handed it over to Mick Foley. It's pretty much Vince's way of saying the old era is dead. Like, we're moving into a new era here with hardcore wrestling. Like, I don't know. It fit the concept perfectly, but no, it was not aesthetically pleasing. And it just got worse over the years because plates would fall off. They wouldn't bother replacing them. Like, hell, at one point, I think it wound up only having like 3 pieces of the main plate left and no side plates. Like, I think that's all that was left. Even the gold tip was gone by the end of it. But no, it's not aesthetically pleasing. I'm going to give it a 4. And I hate to give it a 4 because I absolutely love that belt. And I love having it in my collection. I mean, I've got Al Snow signed mine. Like, he's one of the greatest hardcore champions there was. He was hilarious. But no, it's a gimmick belt. Yeah. And unfortunately, if you're going by the look of it, like, you can't rate it high because it's not, like you said, it's not aesthetically sound. Yeah. It's just not. It's a smashed up belt, for God's sake.
Exactly. No, I never hurt you to do that.
But it's still cool.
No,
it's
I'm
great.
not. It's not cool. I'm saying it's perfect. It's a perfect belt for the hardcore division.
Like, if we were going off like just our personal opinions of it in general, like the concept behind it as well as the design, it would definitely be a 1. Absolutely be a 1.
For sure. Dayne, what do you think?
I like to stick with like we were saying, in my heart, it is a 1.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. I mean, hardcore. I mean, yes, they could have came out with something a little bit more, pleasing to the eye for the hardcore championship, instead of just throwing pieces on a piece of leather. I'll throw it down there at 4 as well.
Right. With respect, he goes to number 4.
Yes, with respect. I mean,
with a tear in my eye.
I know.
I mean, I think a better one would have been if they were in the middle of switching arrows. it being a hardcore, just wrap some barbed wire around it.
Yeah.
Send it out. I mean, get a winged eagle, throw barbed wire around it, and poof, kick it out.
Yeah. No. I know it was hard for you guys to say that. I can tell by Casey. It was a struggle to put it in for, but we're here at the Over the Shoulder podcast. We gotta talk aesthetic only.
Well, yeah, because if you talk to any diehard belt collector, they'll tell you that's one of the hardest replicas to find is a Figs Inc. I mean, you can obviously get the replica on WWE Shop right now, which is great, but the Figs Inc., the originals, there's 3 different ones out there. You've got the 01 version, the 06 version, which is just a recycled 01 version with a raw bag, so it doesn't even really matter unless you have the bag. And then you've got the blue version, like Jamie and Rob have in their collections. Yeah. And if anybody's got those, they'll tell you that's one of their jewels. Yeah. Like, that's one of the best ones that they have. And that's because 9 times out of 10, you have to fight tooth and nail on eBay to get a hold of one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, there.
Not me. I got lucky.
Now let's talk.
Mine was a warehouse find.
Let's talk about the WWE Hardcore Championship. I'm not a huge fan of the V1. It's not horrible, but I'm just about it. I have memories behind it. Aesthetically, it's decent, I guess. I don't really like how it goes from a pretty tall main plate to a very narrow, long side plates. I don't like that very much. Makes the leather look kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan. I'm putting it at maybe a high 4, low 3. Casey.
I didn't really watch WCW's hardcore division. I thought it was kind of stupid. Always did. Like, WWE hardcore was where it was at. It's not a bad design overall. It's okay. It's okay, but it's stupid. It's still stupid. It's gonna get a 5. That's all I've got.
All right, Dane, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm there too. I mean, like you said, the taller main plate, and then you got them elongated sides. I mean, it wasn't eye pleasing. I mean, the WWE hardcore was more eye pleasing to me than that one. It's going 5.
Wow. All right. Didn't expect that one, but 5. This next one, though, I don't think it was actually used as the actual belt, but the Figs Inc. replica did come out. The V2. This is a piece of dog shit. It is horrendous. Some would say it's worse than light heavyweight. I don't know. It's a stretch for me. They're both, I'd say, in the same par of ugliness, but this one's horrible. I'm ranking this number 5. It's just ugly as hell. Casey. It is rare, though. It is rare. But Casey, what do you think?
What a piece of shit. Like, this is probably the ugliest fucking belt that's ever existed. It's bad. I've had the replica. It's bad. It's just so bad. I want to put this at like a 100, like that low. Like, it's awful. I know neither one of you guys have ever had the replica of it. Because Dane just got into collecting, and you just got in a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I've seen these things. They're god awful. It's just, I was so glad when I made the deal to get rid of it. I think I had it for 2 weeks. It was an eyesore in my collection. It was cool to have it because it was rare. The rare factor is the only thing that this belt has. And I would only get this if you want to have the complete WCW Figs line, or if you just want to have the entire Figs line.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't see any reason why anybody should ever want this. I don't know why the hell they even put this out. Shame on you, WWE Shop. I've got freaking possums and raccoons in the woods behind my house that probably lay better piles of shit that look like this. Hell, United Brothers belts or whatever they are probably makes a better piece of shit than that. And that's saying something too. Sorry, Rob, I hate to give them credit, but this is bad.
Oh, it's horrible.
Worse than the 24/7?
Yeah.
This is probably the worst design of all time.
Dang.
I'm putting it there. Me too. I agree. Dane, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go one at the bottom.
All right, right where it belongs. Let's go to the division title. We'll start off with the nickel version. Now there was a gold version of this too, but I'm showing the nickel version. Not a huge fan. I don't like the small main plate, small side plates. Nah, not for me. I'm putting it at a 4, maybe 3, but I'm leaning towards 4. Casey?
I mean, it's okay. This was the version Stunning Steve Austin had, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's really all I got. Is it's not anything very special. It's cool. It's neat. It's unique, but it's not like there's nothing about this that just makes you go, "Hey." It's a 4 for me. Like, I don't really know what else I can say about it.
Yeah. Dane, where are you ranking this?
It's going 4. I mean, other than Stunning Steve, I mean that's where he started himself.
Yep.
What?
No, Stunning Steve was not saying that yet.
Why don't you give old Stone Cold a kiss?
Now, moving on to the version 2. I think this one's a bit better. It reminds me of the Big Gold, but then again, it's kind of plain, in my opinion. I don't mind the shape. It reminds me of the old Hogan belts. Not a huge fan. Super small side plates and a huge main plate again. It's such a weird leather cut. I'm putting it in the same place for Casey.
Oh, the little gold.
The little gold.
Yeah, I've always called this belt the little gold because from adolescence, man, when I first started noticing belts, I was like, wait a second. Because I remember at one point, I think Goldberg was the TV champion at the time. It may have been somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was Goldberg. But I remember, like, whoever it was, I was like, why do they have the world championship belt? Like, I thought they were one and the same for the longest time, but I mean, then again, I was too young to really tell a difference. But it's not amazing. It's cool. It is obviously a take on the Big Gold. The full floral design, that right there is something that I can appreciate as a collector because the detail, even though it's only a 2mm belt on the replica, just the amount of detail they had to put into it, for as minimal as that is, it's also a lot. It's a cool concept. I know this was originally supposed to be the cruiserweight belt, but I don't know. I think it fits a television title more because it represents the TV brands, your Nitro and Thunder and all that stuff. And it looks like a smaller Big Gold. So, I mean, the concept behind it was really cool. I'm going to give this one a 3. And I'm going to give it a 3 with pride because I really appreciate what they did with it.
Dane, where are you ranking this?
Yeah, dang it. I think Casey kind of changed my mind a little bit. I mean,
he's persuasive.
yeah. Now I will forever call it the little gold. The little gold
that will stick with
That's
you.
his name now.
Yep. The little gold that will make it to 3 with me.
All right.
Yeah.
Put it at 3.
Floral design, like Casey said. I mean, they did do good with it. It's just TV title.
Now, here comes the hard part. We're going to rank individual tier. The first one being the best, the last one being the worst. So, bottom of 5 being the worst, top of 5 being not that bad. Start off with 5. Can we agree to keep the hardcore there? The VT.
Yeah.
All right. Number after that, 24/7.
Yeah.
Then the other hardcore and IC.
I think that's a good order.
Yeah.
All right. Move on to 4. I want to put the NXT number 1. What do you guys think, Dane? Okay. What do you guys want to put number 1 of 4?
Light heavyweight.
Dane.
At number 1.
Number 1 of 4, like the highest of 4.
1 of 4. 1 of 4. Dang. I would say hardcore.
Ooh. Casey, what do you think?
So,
here we are.
I want to put the light heavyweight, but we can't have 3 different. So I have to choose 1 of 2.
For me, as long as it's not the light heavyweight, I'm happy.
Okay, let's go hardcore.
All right. Hardcore, then NXT.
That's because I feel bad for what we did to it.
NXT? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll keep the light heavyweight at number 3. just for respect to you, Casey.
Okay,
Okay, with that, with that right? Perfect.
that works.
Now
That's
number
fine.
3. Were you guys for one of 3? Casey, what do you think? What's your
one of 3?
Yeah. It's a pretty hard one.
This is a pretty hard one.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna say red strap light heavyweight.
Okay, Dane.
I think I could go with that one too.
Oof. I'm okay with that. I don't mind the light heavy, the red one. Bottom,
WWE shop, hurry up!
bottom of the list. I'm saying oval. What do you guys think, Dane, Casey? What do you guys want at the
That's
bottom?
bottom.
I'm gonna say the J-Mar White IC.
Dang, you're that harsh.
I was
going oval.
Oval.
I guess the oval wins.
Oval wins. Down the middle. What's the second spot? I like the rankings out right now. What do you guys think? Would you guys switch anything?
I would swap the purple cruiserweight and the J-Mar IC.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good with that. Number 2, top of 2. I want NXT on the top of 2. What do you guys think? What do you want? Top of 2.
The new U.S. title.
Yeah, I'm still solid on the new U.S. title.
We good with NXT as a second?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight. Before that, U.S. Yes.
Yep.
Or it's in right now.
No, I would flip
Flip
the
it.
cruiserweight
Oh,
to U.S. Yeah, that.
All right, number 1 for me, it's be one of the ICs. Has to be. What do you guys think? I'm good with either. The classic one that includes the colored straps. So the white one, the baby blue one, the black one, the gold dust one, the yellow one, all of them. That includes all of the classic.
WCW cruiserweight for me.
Top of me. Okay. Dang.
That's shocking.
Me too.
I'm stuck on the U.S.
U.S.
You would have stayed with U.S.
So we've got 3 different ones. So I have a way we can solve this.
Rochambeau.
Okay, so US and IC, I'm fine with having to pick between those two. Like honestly, I can redact mine. Now, because I'm really kind of in between here because I like that US title, the original one, and the classic IC. I like them quite a very similar amount, very very highly ranked in my head here. Man, just for all of the different colored straps, I'm going with the IC because that IC on baby blue is so freaking beautiful. Rob and Jamie have them in their collections, and Dane, I know right now you're kind of disappointed in me, but seriously, go look at those unboxing videos, or just get on Google Images and search the blue Intercontinental title. Dude, it is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Shawn Michaels, like Mr. WrestleMania, baby.
Yeah, I've seen when Rob goes around in his collection and he's got all the colors. I mean, I will agree. I can't argue with that. That baby blue is.
And I really like those lighter shades like that.
Now I'm good with switching the cruiserweight and the white IC. You guys good with that? Switching these two, or what do you think? To put the white IC.
I'd leave it how it is.
Go back like this.
No.
Oh,
wait. Okay, you wanted to rank the cruiserweight higher?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
okay.
Cruiserweight higher. Sorry.
All right. There is our finished tier list. At number 1, the classic IC, and the bottom, the unreleased version 2 of the WCW Hardcore. That piece of shit. Now that does bring us to the end of the episode. Now, usually before we leave, though, we like to do the over-the-shoulder part. So, gentlemen, please grab a belt and put it over your shoulder. All right.
I'm ready.
Get this.
I have my upgraded, re-leathered, re-stoned, Fandu sidebars, universal with the lower plates, tribal chief. Dane, what do you have over your shoulder?
I've got my one and only, my Eddie Guerrero V2.
Beautiful. Love that belt.
beautiful flexing. I mean, if you saw have you seen my unboxing?
Yeah, looks great.
And the whole reason behind it. And I mean, Eddie was the reason I got back into it. So this will be forever my number one.
It's a huge belt too.
It is. I know it's not really over the shoulder. It's more over my whole right now.
Casey, what do you have under that cloth?
Okay, so I have one of the rarest. I got one of the rarest replica belts out there. Stop trying to show it off. So I think there's only a very small handful of us in the Belt Addicts Anonymous community, as well as the belt collecting community as a whole, that have this belt. And if you've got one, awesome, because it's really, really rare. And it's going to be a little bit special to you, Max, north of the border. We've got the super, super rare WWE Niagara Falls Championship belt. Now, yes, this is a little bitty kid-sized belt. But, God. Oh, my God, look at that.
In comparison to
I look
Dayne's
like Big Show.
undisputed.
But no, this thing is so neat. It's so rare. I just wanted to show something rare off. It's in okay shape. I mean, you don't really see these things pristine, but it's just a kid size undisputed is all it is.
Yeah, it's awesome though.
Pretty cool.
But contrary to the normal ones with the snaps, we have they're like almost button snaps.
They look like jean snaps.
Exactly. But no. Figured that would be special. We're going mid-card, and I didn't want to throw up a mid-card. I said, I'm going to do something different.
No,
so Niagara Falls it is.
It's actually perfect that we all have world titles because next week we're going to continue the rankings and we're going to rank current world titles. So that includes the WWE and Universal Championship, the NXT Championship, the AEW Championship, the IWGP V5, the Ring of Honor, the Impact, the Dome Globe. Every major current World Championship will be ranked. So very fun episode. Rob will be back by then for episode 39. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Kolfan93, and I'll see you next time.